Christian parenting.
Hey Mama, I'm Pamela Hinkleman, certified empty nest coach, and you're listening to the Midlife Mama podcast. This show is for Christian moms navigating the empty nest, learning how to let go with grace, set healthy boundaries, reconnect in marriage, and step confidently into their God-given purpose. Each week, I'll coach you through this season with faith-filled encouragement, honest conversations, and practical tools that you can apply right away to your relationships and your life. If this episode encourages you, I'd be grateful if you leave a quick rating and review. It helps other moms find the support they need. You'll find the link in the show notes. And make sure you're following the podcast. And let's get started. This month, we're stepping into a brand new series called What Every Mom Needs: Real Conversations for Empty Nest and Beyond. Because here's what I know to be true. Motherhood doesn't get easier when our kids grow up. It just gets different. In this season, we're navigating things we've never quite prepared for, caring for aging parents, healing from wounds we didn't cause, figuring out how to parent adult kids while still raising the ones at home, and carrying the quiet anxiety that so many moms feel but rarely talk about. So this month, we're having honest, grace-filled conversations about what our hearts really need right now. You'll hear from trusted voices, wise women, and even a very special guest, my own mom, as we talk about how to walk through these seasons with faith, peace, and a whole lot of compassion for ourselves. If you've ever felt stretched, uncertain, or just a little weary in this season of motherhood, this series is for you. Let's dive in. Today, I'm invited my beautiful mom, Sharon Snyder. Now, not every woman is blessed with a good relationship with their mom, but I'm one of the lucky ones. Let me tell you a little bit about my mom. She's gregarious, fun-loving, and deeply social. She turns 81 next week, and she likes to make others feel welcome, and she knows how to persevere, no one else. Family is everything to her, and living 5.5 hours away from her is still difficult for me. She's one of the first people I call with good news or need encouragement. She's my best friend. Welcome, Mama.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. So, what are you up to these days? Tell my listeners.
I'm so busy here. We just moved into a new independent living place, and I'm on the welcoming committee already. You could be as busy as you want here. There's all kinds of activities that are offered and coffee times, and we have birthdays every month to celebrate, and we've met so many new friends here. So that's keeping me really busy.
I know. I can barely get a hold of her when I try to call. I have to say, do you have time to talk or do you have to go meet some new people? So, Mom, let's dive in. When you think about this season of life, what does it mean to you to be a mom at this age?
I've certainly learned to let go of control by now. I know I used to be bad at it, and the kids have all given me much grace over the years, and I'm learning to trust God more with my children and my grandchildren, and now my great-grandchildren. And it's just a new phase of my life, and sometimes it's scary because of the age I'm at, and sometimes I forget, and that worries me. But I'm just thankful that everybody allows me grace to get through this.
That's awesome. I love that. So you're telling me that you never stop being a mom, right?
Never, ever.
To continually let go. Oh my gosh.
Constantly.
Does it ever get easier? Lie to me and tell me it does.
I think it does get easier. Yes. But you want to continually pray for your children and your grandkids and your great-grandkids. There's just a lot more to pray about now than there used to be. It seems as it's a different lifestyle now than when I grew up. I grew up by my cousins and all my siblings, and when you kids were little, we all lived together, and I had these expectations that it was always going to be like that. And I've learned through the years that because of distance of you kids moving and us moving and being somewhere else over holidays, life is a lot different than what I thought it would be. Doesn't mean it's wrong, It's just different than what I had the expectations of when I was younger.
Yes. Isn't that the truth? And then it's just learning how to imagine that. I know I even thought, I didn't think of when I was first starting my family, how far away I would be from you. We only had 4 years where we lived in the same
Right.
town, my whole adult life. That's crazy to me.
I
And
remember when you moved away and Al was dying. I wasn't mad at you, but I was mad at God. I thought, Why would you move my daughter away now? She's right here with these grandchildren to help me." But it was another time when I had to learn to lean into God and trust Him. And He has the plans, not me.
that's right. So I feel like you're saying, even at 81, you're still learning these lessons, right?
Yes, and we all have a purpose. I still have a purpose in this life for God to use me, not only with my family, but with new people here, and I'm excited about what still lies ahead. If you could be excited and a little nervous about it at the same time.
I love that. I love that. That's so honest. Thank you. Scripture calls us to honor our father and mother. So, what does honoring an aging parent look like in real everyday life?
I guess when I make a mistake, if you give me grace, that I appreciate that. And all of you kids have done that, and I really appreciate that because we do make mistakes. I mean, we've made mistakes all our life, but sometimes I get a little concerned with my memory, and nobody makes fun of me about it, and we can kind of laugh about it.
Mhm.
Like Brian said, my oldest son was here this weekend. He says, "Mom, you've always been like this."
Yeah, that's what I say, Mom. Like, that's just your personality. You're not into details. You're not
No,
into
no, not
keeping
at all.
track of things. You're
Right.
very spontaneous. And
Um,
so, why shouldn't you remember?
He always says, "Focus, Mom, focus."
Oh, that's
So,
awesome. So I want to know, what are some of the emotional or spiritual challenges that can come up for both moms and daughters in this season?
as I sit and listen sometime, I feel like I'm not part of the conversation anymore
Oh, tell
because
me
I
about
don't
that.
understand maybe what you girls are talking about.
Oh,
And sometimes, because it's like my life's here now,
mm,
and you all have jobs and things to talk about, but you don't really know who I know. I don't know who you know. And I just noticed that sometimes I feel like, and maybe it's time I just listen more instead of talking. But I
yeah.
just noticed that's a feeling I've had. So
Yes.
that,
Yeah. So feeling that we really are truly in different seasons.
yeah.
And
And
that can be hard.
I can look back at my mom now and think about when mom was aging in her later years, and we'd say, "Mom, just go in and sit down in the living room. We can do things we'll take care of the meal
Yes.
and everything." And I remember mom saying to Don one day, "I think they're out there talking about me, and I'd like to be able to help. And I still want to be involved. I want to be helping and do what I can. I can't do everything I used to, but I can still do a lot. And I'm not afraid to ask you kids to help me."
Yeah.
And that way, none of you have really ever made me feel like I can't be part of that. It's just noticed lately the conversations have changed.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
it's
Interesting.
thing I need to deal with. And
Yeah, and but maybe for women my generation, it would be helpful to always invite you in, whether we need to explain it or whatever, just to let you know that you are still a part. And I love that idea of not setting you aside. Like, of course we can do it all, but you want to be in the mix of it.
right.
You want to be in the middle of the chitter and the chatter and,
Right.
and the laughing and the carrying on. You don't want to not be a part of it. So I can see why your mom felt that way and why
Yeah.
you would feel that way.
So we started setting mom out in the kitchen just on the stool so she could laugh with us and
Yes.
talk with us.
Yes.
It's just fun to be together and
Yes.
have a good time together.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And still peeling potatoes in front of my mother and hiding so she didn't see how much potatoes. Well, there's something to laugh about.
It is. It is. There's just things that we always did that we
Yeah.
don't always want our moms to know.
I'm trying to ask for help more now. And if it's done different than me, it's okay. None of you have to do it the way I do it. What did you say one day? Mom, you're persnickety about
They're
it.
kind of snickety. But it's okay. You do like things
Yeah.
done a certain way. So we just helped you move. You moved into this new senior living center, and we had such a funny moment in the kitchen. We realized mom had way too much stuff for the cupboard. We were like, there's nowhere to put it. So we had to make some quick decisions about what to do with these dishes. And I'm like, Mom, do you really need 32 goblets? Ever going to be able to be as a family in this room sitting around a large dining table because that's gone. But that was a huge realization for you, right?
It was
In that
very
moment.
huge. The weekend you kids came to help me move, I had packed up a lot of boxes, and I thought you kids would just take those boxes over, and then Brian comes in, Mom, how about if we empty your cupboard, and how about if we do this and that? And it just went really fast. And I remember just thinking, all of a sudden, it really hit me that I'm not going to be able to have you all together at a meal again. Sit down and make fancy tables for you.
Yes.
And do that. And I remember just losing it. But
Yeah.
you all just let me cry, and you held me and you prayed with me, and we made it through. When you were over here helping, you stayed a couple extra days, and that was so helpful because looking at all those boxes in the laundry room that morning when I knew you had to leave early because of weather,
Yeah.
and I just got overwhelmed again. I thought, I don't know what to do with them. I just don't know what to do with them, and it was hard to let go of emptying those boxes, and we realized we got rid of some stuff I should have kept. I still tease Pam about that, and she took out, like, 8 place settings of the dish, and I snuck some back in the cupboard. No. As I'm doing things, every time I say, "Dang, if she'd let me just keep enough bowl," or but we laugh about it. We can laugh about it. It's like letting go. It's just stuff. It's just stuff that means nothing, really. People are what mean something to me. And realizing we could still get together in a room here that they have available for us for families was a huge sort of relief to me. And we've already been able to do that since we've moved here. And that worked out great. And and we do have a beautiful place here, and there's a lot more room. I remember when I told you girls, just put stuff away. I can organize it later. And you all thought I'd have to get rid of more, but I didn't. I just organized it.
She is good, but I'm telling you.
But
And you know what the funny thing is? We did not miss those 32 goblets when we had that gathering in February. No one missed them.
no, we didn't miss them at all.
I think we're learning that being together is what matters. It doesn't have to look like it always looked like.
Yes.
But that we do.
Yeah, we don't have to be together on a certain holiday. Whenever we get together, that's what's important. That's the day that you make all the memories. And we have to remember, too, we carry our memories with us no matter where we go. We don't have to let go of our memories. I know some grandchildren don't like me to share things from their past or videos or things, but I can still keep them just for me because it gives me such pleasure to go back and think about those moments. Like yesterday when I reminded Rebecca of a moment when she was 4 years old. It's been special times like that that have helped carry me through the years.
Yep. And no one can take that away from you.
No.
I love that. Going back to helping you move, I remember feeling so overwhelmed for you. When you think about all the decisions you had to make, it's just millions of decisions. And you do ultimately get decision fatigue because you can't decide one more time where I want to put that. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to donate it? It's just exhausting. I think it's really good to help our parents in that, but it's also I love that you have downsized many times. This wasn't the first time you moved. And when I think of families who haven't done that, how hard that is. And I'm so grateful that you've actually done that for us so that when you're gone, we're not going to have
So
50 years,
right.
50 years of things in a house. That's overwhelming for people.
In 22 years Don and I have been married, we have closed up 5 times. The first, it was my house we got rid of and downsized. And then we moved to the farm when we got married. And then we had the lake place. And the first was a lake place to clean out after spending 15 years there together as families. And that was emotional for me too, because it was such a special time there. But you just have to remember that it doesn't mean your special times end. And for a while, that's what I thought. We're not going to have that anymore. But then you realize, no, it's going to happen again. But you really have to purposely do it. You can't just think about it happening. You got to make it happen. And hopefully everybody can come, but maybe somebody can't come. And you can't take it personally. I've learned that it's not because they don't love Grandma and Grandpa. It's their schedules.
Yeah, life is busy.
Yes, it's very
People
busy.
are so busy. Yeah. Okay, let's shift to a new question. How can we support our aging moms with compassion and patience while also navigating our own responsibilities, families, and limitations? We are called the sandwich generation because we have aging parents and then we have adult children who still need us. So for women my age, this can feel like the big squish. Yeah. How can we support you while still honoring our family obligations?
I think you have to make a choice. Sometimes it's a very hard choice to have to make. I think as a parent, the oldest generation now, we can't take things personally either, because it doesn't mean you love us less if you choose to be with your family, because I know I still want to be with you kids. So
Yes.
I know that feeling, and I want you to be able to experience that at the same time we do,
Yeah.
the same way we did. And the only way you could do that is be able to spend private time with them.
Yeah.
You all have allowed me grace. You've allowed me a chance to feel the feelings I'm feeling. You don't make me mad about it. Just try to help me through that time, especially just by loving me and praying with me so much. And I know I can always count on you kids to do that. Pray for me and just give me a hug when I need it. You and I don't get to hug near as I want to. I'm just so thankful for FaceTime that we get to see each other like we do. I was going to tell you this morning, Kizzy called me and we FaceTime. And when Ren saw Grandpa, she didn't want me.
She wanted time for Grandpa.
She wants Papa.
Yeah.
Today it was Great Grandpa she wanted.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you can't take that personally.
We
It's just,
can't.
yes.
That's right.
I maybe got off there a little bit, but
No, you're fine. Remember this fall when I had the situation? No, it was surrounding your move.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
I needed to be with you to move, but Kizzy wasn't doing well and I needed help Kizzy with Ren. And I was like, oh no, I was so distressed. And I'm like, what do I do? And I reached out to you and I said, Mom, I don't know what to do. And you're the one who was gracious. And you said, you need to go help Kizzy. We'll be fine. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was so relieved. And it's so blessed that you extended that mercy and grace to me. So it goes both ways. Hey mama, if your house feels too quiet and your heart feels too heavy after launching your child, I've created a guide just for you. It's called Journaling Through Transitional Grief, a gentle, faith-filled resource to help you process the deep emotions of letting go. Inside, you'll find 6 reflection questions that will help you name your feelings, invite God into the grief, and experience His comfort in the middle of change. Remember, transitional grief is only a season, and God is leading you toward peace, purpose, and joy. You can grab your free copy at the link in the show notes. Now, let's get back to our conversation. So, What has helped you feel most loved, seen, and supported in this season of your life?
Just by you kids calling and checking in, I always feel like you're gonna be there for me, that I know that I can count on you kids, that you will help me in any way you can. And of course, Don, we help each other.
Yeah.
That's what we've learned. At this stage of our life, we both have taken care of late spouses, and we both know we can't do that anymore. If something would happen to one of us, we'd have to make the hard decision. Maybe at some point, I'll be one place, he'll be another place, or if one of us goes before the other one, and it's going to happen. That's just like,
Yeah, because you guys are 81 and
and,
93.
and we're all, we've said
Yeah.
what we want to say to each other,
Yeah.
and that's a really good place to be. And I think I've said what I want to say to you kids too. I'm not afraid to share my heart with all of you and my wants, but
We're good
I
at that.
always feel very loved, very accepted for the way I am. Nobody asks me to change. You love me just as I am by you, all you kids. And I think the grandchildren too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very blessed to have the relationship I have with my grandkids too.
Yeah. We know
Again,
they're your favorite.
but I think as a grandparent, we have to be intentional about it
Yes.
because it's easy to, if they don't respond, then maybe not try again. But I kind of keep on trying. So
Just keep on trying.
I want to keep the communication going.
Yeah. Very good. For the mom listening who feels overwhelmed or unsure how to show up well for her aging parent, what encouragement would you offer her today?
Help her to feel like she's still a part of your life. Like it's not just, oh, this person's older now and she's over here in this place. See so many in here who have nobody.
Mm,
And that must be very hard. Or their kids just don't contact them. Oh, communication between aging parents and their kids and their grandkids is so important because it still makes you feel like you have value, that you're still worthwhile to visit with and talk with and be with.
I love that. Okay, last question of the day, Mom. As your daughter, what is something you hope I've learned from you in the way I love, lead, or follow God?
Gosh, honey, that's hard because I've learned so much from you. I know that I don't have to tell you to follow after the Lord because you've been such a wonderful example of leaning into God and trusting God. Yesterday when I was sitting in church, I was thinking about this too, and that what Jesus has done in our life, how it's changed everything. And you got to continue to pray that for your own children and believe it. I think yesterday we heard about intentional prayer, and know when you pray for something, it can happen.
Yes.
You don't have to expect it not to happen. Pray with expectation. That's the word.
Yes. Yes.
Expectation. And then always continue to put God first in your lives. I love watching you kids in your marriages. God has put you together. I'm so happy with the daughter-in-laws and son-in-law I have, and I'm just so very thankful for that. And I know that I don't have to worry about you guys.
Yeah.
And you're going to go through struggles just like we did. I don't have to fix every struggle that you go through. That's really the hardest for me to accept that. I just have to allow you to go through those same struggles because that's when you learn to trust God.
That's it. Awesome. Thanks, Mom. Friend, if this conversation stirred something in your heart today, I want you to know you're not alone. The season of caring for an aging parent is sacred, but it can also feel stretching in ways you didn't expect. There's love, yes, but there can also be grief, responsibility, and moments where you wonder if you're doing it right. And right here is where God meets you. Here's your coaching tip of the week. In each episode, I will give you one actionable step to improve your life. Remember, you can't change everything, but you can take one step to be better. This week, I want you to think of one way that you can include your aging parent? What can you do to make them still feel valuable and seen and a part of the family right where they are? Do that. Remember, there's grace for this season. You won't always get it right, but God sees your heart. He sees your quiet sacrifices. He honors your desire to love well, and He will give you the grace you need for each day. If this episode encouraged you, would you share it with a friend who might need it too? And as always, I'm cheering you on as you walk this beautiful, complex season of motherhood. Grace and peace, Mama. You've got this, and God's got you. Thank you so much for spending time with me on the Midlife Mama podcast. My hope is that you leave each episode feeling encouraged, grounded, and clearer about what you're feeling, what God may be stirring in you, and how to move forward in the season of the empty nest. Through these conversations, I'm not just sharing stories, I'm coaching you, helping you name what's happening beneath the surface, challenging the thoughts that keep you stuck, and take intentional steps toward peace and confidence as a midlife mom. If you're ready to go deeper and want personalized coaching support, I invite you to apply for coaching. Coaching is a focused one-on-one space where we work together to gain clarity, process emotions, and discern what God is calling you to in this next chapter. You'll find the application linked in the show notes, and let's stay connected. You can find me on Instagram at @phinkelman, that's PHENKELMAN, or on Facebook at Pamela Hinkelman, Empty Nest Coach. You don't have to figure out this season alone, Mama. Support and direction are possible, and I'm here when you're ready.